Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sree's daily global conversation around COVID-19. My name is Sree Sreenivasan, and I'm the Marshall Loeb Visiting Professor of Digital Innovation at Stony Brook School of Journalism. And I am honored to convene this daily global gathering where we talk about the crisis that confronts us all. It is day number 50. That means we've been on the air for 50 straight days, including weekends, every single day. And I'm so honored that you would all be with me for at least part of the journey. Today, we have a very special show for you because it's about you. You folks are going to make this show, and we are going to have all kinds of folks from around the world joining us. And as you can see on the screen here, join us on stage. Not yet, in a few minutes. Join us on stage. You'll go to this link, bit.ly/3show50, and you'll be able to come on screen with us and talk with us. Wouldn't that be cool? So thank you so much. I've gotten such great feedback from all of you for this show, and I'm so grateful that you would participate, that you would share, you would retweet this show and get it out there for people to get to see and know. I'm so appreciative of everything that everyone has done. Please hit share right now. Tag your friends. We're having a show just for you. 50 straight days. I find that hard to believe myself. I want to start by thanking our sponsors. Muckrack Academy is with us, introducing Muckrack's Fundamentals of Media Relations, a free, on-demand 2-hour course and certification. Enroll today. Go to this URL, mrac.co/media. Take a photo. If you need to, mrac.co/media and sign up today for Muckrack's Academy. Please sign up. Also, we want to thank Pajama Program, bit.ly/pajama1, bit.ly/pajama1. For every $10 donation made, Pajama Program will deliver a new pair of pajamas and a book to support a child of an essential worker. Please donate today. bit.ly/pajama1, bit.ly/pajama1. And this ad was paid for by an anonymous third-party donor, which makes it extra special that they wanted to support something in their community. If you'd like to have an ad, please do contact me. We'd love to run your ad. We have very reasonable prices, as you can see. The idea is to help us do a better show and also to connect with the world. Please continue to tag and share with your friends and family. We have a new sponsor today, and I want to bring them to you right now. Community Food Bank of New Jersey fights hunger and poverty in the state by assisting those in need and seeking long-term solutions. Donate today at cfbnj.org, cfbnj.org, Community Food Bank of New Jersey.org. And this ad is brought to you by Nidhi Sinha, a great supporter both of this show and of Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Please, please, please go in there and make a donation. If you found any aspect of this show useful to you, please make a donation. It's a great way to support two causes, the cause of the food bank and our cause of getting people together around the world. Now, this show would not be possible without all of you, and it also would not be possible with my dear friends, Rose Horowitz and Vandana Menon, producers who make the show possible. I've invited them, and they've graciously agreed to come on camera and say hi to all of you. So let's bring them on. First, here she is, Rose Horowitz and Vandana Menon. How are you?
Hi.
Thank you. Can you believe it's been 50 days?
I know, it's crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah. Crazy is one word. Vandana, what about you?
It doesn't feel like it's been 50 days, but also at the same time, I can totally believe that it's been 50 days.
It could have been 500 days, you know.
Yeah, we lost all track of time.
Yeah, it really has. Take me back, first of all, both of you basically volunteering for this, and I'm so grateful that you did. You saw I was starting something, and you both said, how can I help? I want to tell you, many people said, how can I help? Some people said, we'll give you money, which is great. Some people said, we'll help tell other people about it, which is great. Others said, we'll give you guests, which is great. We needed all of those things, but I needed production help, and you both did that. So let's start with Rose. Tell us your story. First of all, Rose, where are you?
I am in Milford, Connecticut, and right now we're here with my two sons who came home from college, and my two older kids are here this weekend, for a few weeks as well. They might be taking a break and going back to their apartments, but this weekend. So we've been cooking and cleaning and doing everything for 6. And I said to my son, well, you thought you'd be missing everything, my oldest son. And I said, you feel that right now? And he said, well, it's just hard to find any privacy here.
But he must have appreciated Mama's cooking and cleaning and everything else.
Yes, and they've been really helpful. They've helped me dig out, a garden and mulch, and we've taken some really nice walks at the beach, and that's been fun. So.
Awesome. I just want to say that partly one of the things that we do together is we talk about the live tweeting aspect of this, which you both have done so well. And because I wasn't paying attention to the live tweeting, I have sent this video out without our hashtag, which has not happened in 50 shows, but it happened today, which just tells you, because you folks were getting ready for being on air and I was not paying attention, this is what happens. So this is just a funny thing. So Vandana, if you can share it with the hashtag at some point during this conversation. You already did. Oh, wow. That's smart. So that's what everybody needs, a producer. Everybody needs great producers. And thank you. Vandana, so how did you, where are you? And tell us how you're doing.
So I'm in Philadelphia. I'm okay. I've been living here. I went to grad school here and recently graduated in December. So it's not the best time to be looking for a job, but we roll with the punches, and that's why I was excited to come on board and help produce the show. It's given me something. It's helped provide a sense of consistency and routine during this time, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. I think in terms of figuring out everything, like time, everything has changed, right, for all of us. Rose, how did you decide to step up and help like this?
I think it was a Friday night, maybe, that you began this, and I saw Lippy Roy on the show, and I said, "Oh, there's Lippy." And I think my synagogue was doing a live stream of the Friday night services, and I texted you, and you said, "Oh, you should tweet that out because that's where we are right now." And I just thought, well, this is where we are right now. When I saw you starting to do this, I said, "This is cool. This is what's happening, and this is." Where we are. And I loved, I guess, the news aspect of it and meeting so many, I saw the guests you were bringing on, and so I volunteered. I thought it would be cool to meet so many people and make connections. So that's,
and here you are 50 days later. You folks at least had a choice. The two of you, she had no choice. That's my wife, Rupa, who,
yes, a big thank you. She was a guest on one of the shows that I did, and I've seen her in the back trying to read a book in the couch.
She got harassed by somebody commenting about the looks of all the women who were on the show. The internet for you.
But it's been amazing to see this sort of. It's been a movement of sorts, right? And we feel less alone, and we have our family, of course, but we feel like we've got a bigger family when we have something like this that happens. So thank you for doing this.
And I want to say thank you to not just to Rupa, of course, she made this possible. My kids, our dog, everybody cooperated for 50 days and made this possible. My twins have been amazing through all of this. They're 17 years old, and they're, they had their SATs canceled twice during this period. I mean, it's hard. These things are so kind of hard to even imagine. And Rupa said 50 days, it's hard to imagine we've been home that long. And then look at this lovely note from Anna, who's watching in Australia. I've really enjoyed and relied on these sessions every day. Namaste to Sree from Anna in Canberra, Australia. Like, can you imagine an online conversation that brings us all together like that? Vandana, how did you decide to ruin your last 50 days?
Well, I've been watching a lot of television. That's been the main thing that I've been doing. But no, I've been working freelance. I'm a reporter, and this has been this has given me something to look forward to every day, and it's been so incredible to listen to and learn from so many amazing people across the world. And I know that it really does feel like we have a little community. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I think about it being 50 days, it really doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that long at all. And that, I mean, it's a good question. What have I done for the last 50 days?
But you have done this, and
Yeah.
that's the important thing. One of my mantras, as many of you know, is that I've been saying, work on something. Everybody work on something somewhere in the world. We can all learn. We can all benefit from working on something. It doesn't have to be a show that goes all over the world. It could be just working on your skills, working on a podcast, anything. And just learning for yourself. It doesn't have to be broadcast in any way. But I want to thank Rupa, who has just been amazing, doing such great her work and stepping in, of course, and keeping, as Rose knows, that even if the other folks in the family say they'll do more, and even if they do more, there's always the mama who does the.
So my husband saw you, Rupa. I think my husband saw you doing dishes one night. And he said,
Yes.
"I'm not doing it," but he has been.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, I'm going to let Rupa go, but thank you, darling.
Okay.
And thank you to all for supporting her. Follow her on Twitter, Rupa Online, ROOPA Online. And she does great tweets that are very different from mine, all about innovation, business strategy, and the occasional dog video photo will show up there as well. Bye.
Those are my priorities.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Folks, in just a few minutes, we're going to bring you on. Go to bit.ly/Sree Show. We'll only have room for 10 people at a time in the studio, so make sure you go to bit.ly/Sree Show 50, bit.ly/Sree Show 50. And I want to ask Vandana about some of her favorite memories of the show. What are some of the people she met or talked to, or who will she remember as guests on the show?
We've had so many great shows, but I think when I think back to the ones that really stood out for me, whenever we've had the Economic Hardship Reporting Project, that they've always been incredible, and the stories that they've brought have also been so eye-opening to listen to people who have been affected by the pandemic in the same ways that as we have, but also very different ways. So I really enjoyed having them. I really liked our episode with the Doha debates. I learned a lot in that one as well. Salil Tripathi, who was on this week. And of course, the actors, Manisha Koirala, those were fun episodes to me.
Yeah, let's remind people of the Purna event, because it was just last Sunday. Purna Jagannathan was here, and she was amazing. And there's now a new Never Have I Ever, which premieres on Monday, which premiered the day after, and she was here the night. She's terrific on Twitter. So if you want to give her a shout out, folks, Purna Jags on Twitter and Pornography on Instagram. She's amazing and just a great friend of the show and friend of ours for doing that. Please do continue to tag and share this. Let's get people in here from around the world. I see people showing up in our studio. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I have one show day that I forgot to mention. The children's book.
Yeah.
It was such a good one because I laughed the entire way through. I should tweet a link to that episode.
Yeah, and if you can, you should. And Rose, and you can put it in Facebook. I think that's a good place for people to see. Rose and her husband, Alan Katz, put that together. And one of the things that I've said to folks is we've got to laugh. We have to laugh, otherwise we'll cry all day. We did a show on humor, which we laughed and laughed and laughed. And Rose has been capturing all these screen grabs of my face in various settings. It was so awesome to have her just sharing what's going on so that people around the world can see and share. And it made a big difference in our storytelling here. So I'm just so grateful to Rose and to you, Vandana, for doing those. We've got people coming in, and so we're going to go to them. But let me ask Rose about her favorite shows, and we'll try to bring up some images if we can. But there's a lot going on right now.
Okay. I guess the first show that I co-hosted, the Woman to Follow show, was really fun with Kelly Hoey, who is really great, on social media, and Rupa, who both, helped me by also tweeting afterwards, seeing that Kelly Hoey has done she now has she goes live daily with a guest, and she also has a YouTube channel now. So cool to see the influence that we're having, I think. And I love the poetry show with Nikki Grimes, which we did on Monday. And she was you just never know what really, it's a live show. You talk to the guest before, but you don't really know what to say. So she was just so wise and talking about, I think she said, she giving herself grace. She doesn't have to be on the top of her poetry game every day. And hearing her poems, and my husband's show was very funny. The author show was, and I've heard, seemed to get a great response. And humor is great, and I loved some of the actresses that I've gotten to meet through the show, and this morning's show with the journalist from India was great. And the yesterday's show on the U.S. and world economy was cool with economists from the
U.S. business editor of The Economist. Yeah, you helped put that together. It was awesome. Yeah. Let's show some of these shows that you mentioned. I'm going to pull this up here so that people can see. Here is the show with your husband and his friends. This was amazing because these are some of huge stars in the world of children's literature. And you were able to pull those together for a Saturday afternoon of lots of laughter. And then this was very special, where we had Nikki Grimes, another rock star in the world of poetry, and Rose interviewed her. That was very cool and very well done, Rose.
Thank you.
And then, do you remember that I kept saying your name again and again, so something triggered in my head, and then we started talking about the Titanic because of Rose, the character, Rose Dawson, the character.
Yes,
and then
we were trying to remember the last name, and somebody on watching gave us the last name. So,
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm about to do it again. So stopping, you guys can go back and watch it. All of this, folks, is on my YouTube. SreeNet is my YouTube channel. Please go there. 50 shows, each of them special to us, the three of us, but special in so many other ways. Please do tag your friends, share. Let's bring people around the world together on this journey. And we're so grateful to both of you. So let's start bringing in a few people, and we'll see if it gets crowded. We might kick out some folks, and we'll see. But let me just go in here and see who's here. I see Greg has joined us. Let's say hi to Greg. Hi, Gregory, @Gregory on Twitter. He's showing off his first name handle. How are you?
I wanted to claim it here on StreamYard before anyone else could.
Yeah, exactly. Greg is the co-founder and CEO of Muckrack and the Shorty Awards. Give us a plug for Shorty Awards on Sunday.
Yeah, Shorties are coming up this Sunday, 7 p.m. We have JB Smoove, who's probably best known for playing Leon on Curb Your Enthusiasm, hosting, and you can watch it in your living room, VIP seat on your couch, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can either go to shortyawards.com or go to the Shorty Awards on YouTube and Twitter, where it'll be streaming on each platform.
And tell us about the Shorties. They started as a kind of a joke, and then what happened?
That's right. So we launched it in late 2008, and this was just when Twitter was starting to take off. As you could tell from my handle, I signed up pretty early. Within 24 hours of launching the website, it was the first website that ever let you vote with a tweet or with a social media share. Within those first 24 hours, it became the top trending term on Twitter. And then we had this moment like, oh shit, people can actually want to come and come to this show. So we dropped everything and figured out how to put on an award show. Nice mug, by the way. I'm rocking the same one. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to get Rose and Vandana Muckrack mugs too.
By the way, ship them out.
There's a page for me in Muckrack they made.
Oh, good. I want to say that one of the things I've learned on doing hours of these, but also more importantly, the Zoom calls that we all do all day, there's kind of mug slogan activism. I don't know if you've noticed that. And one of my friends started doing this whenever she has one thing that says, go vegan. And she just holds that up in the meeting, not when she's on stage, but when she's off stage and people can still see her on Zoom, she does that. So that's a kind of subversive advertising there. And you're seeing the Shorty Awards. Greg, what do you make of what we are trying to do here?
Yeah, I mean, it's been both, what we're doing right now and what we're planning with the Shorty Awards. This is kind of the new normal for production, where of course you can't even get two people together to film something anymore. So, it's this kind of brave new world of figuring out live production, pre-recorded production. We were doing some auditions today for the Shorty Awards, and it was kind of in one way really weird. Usually right now we'd be in a writer's room or be at the venue, and there'd be a staff of a couple dozen people doing sound checks and all that. And instead it's our host alone in his living room and the rest of us from ours, and figuring out like, hey, where do you prop your iPhone up against a mug to get the right camera angle, and is my lighting right, and all these weird nuances that even people who are veterans in show business, are used to having these crews. So they've never had to figure out, okay, where do I place the camera myself? How do I do my own lighting?
And let's show them this picture. For years, I've come and to the Shorty Awards. First, I've been a judge, which is an incredible honor. And I've gotten to do your live interviews. And I did interviews with Jerry Stiller and his wife. It was an honor to interview George Costanza's father on there. But this was probably my most famous moment within my family, because my son was so excited that I interviewed DJ Khaled. The people who are watching, this is an age test. If you know who this is, it means you are with it and you're on it. And if you have no idea who this is, then you are an old like me. And I came home and I told my son I met DJ Khaled. And he was like, why are you calling him DJ Khaled? He's DJ Khaled. What are you doing? I was like trying to get that full guttural Arab pronunciation. And that's thanks to our friend here. I met Cory Booker with you. We met so many people and did some great Jim Gaffigan. And all these shows are still on YouTube. You can find them on the Shorty Awards channel, the ones that I did. But I want to say, Greg, before I let you go, I am grateful for your friendship, and grateful that you have become a sponsor of so many of the things we do, and that I've joined you in being an advisor to Muckrack, and it's been very special. And so thank you very much. I don't know if you saw it, but we ran an ad for Muckrack Academy just before you came on. Do you want to do the reading now?
Awesome. Yeah, we decided, and before I do, thank you, Sree, for being an early being one of the first to join the Academy for the Academy to judge the Shorty Awards, and also an early advocate of Muckrack. And what this is, we decided to launch a free course. So anyone who wants to learn public relations, media relations, or even if you've been doing PR for a while and you just want to freshen up your skills, this is a completely free course we launched. Can take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. There's that actual quick videos, 3-minute videos that you watch successively, and then fill out quizzes. And at the end of it, you actually get certified for media relations. And I think this can also be great for any new grads out there. I know a lot of people are struggling either, through internships that might have gotten rearranged, or grads out of school who are now trying to figure out how do they land their first job. And this is something free you can do from anywhere on your own time and really upgrade your skills and have something very powerful to put on your resume and your LinkedIn. And
it's free. And we're just going to remind people how to find it. You go to mrac.co/media. mrac.co/media. If they ask you where you heard about it, tell them you heard it on our COVID show. And thank you very much, Greg. I know you've got to get ready for this big show, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, shortyawards.com. I'm going to be there. I know everybody else is going to enjoy watching as well. So thanks very much, Greg. We'll let you go.
Before you leave, I actually voted for the Shorty in the Shorty Awards way back. I think like 2011, 12, 13, around that time when I was still a teenager who was obsessed with YouTube. So yeah, it's really cool to meet you like this.
Oh, thank you for your vote.
Vandana, do you remember who you voted for, or are you too embarrassed?
No.
Probably, maybe she was ahead of the curve and voted for DJ Khaled early on.
I was voting for like most popular female YouTuber beauty category or something like that.
Right.
Like
And
all
now you're
these.
and now you're a YouTuber. All right. Thanks, Greg. We'll see you soon. Okay.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Sree. Have a great night. Thank you.
Bye. All right, folks. We're just continuing here. With so many people trying to get in, the studio is jammed. Please try again. If you don't get in, we're going to move people through as quickly as we can, but we want as many people to come and join us. Here's the address, bit.ly/SreeShow50. Be on the air, say hello. Make sure you get a screenshot of yourself on the air, which will be kind of fun, and then you can post that. We'd love to have you on here. Let's take a look at who's here. We're kind of doing a jamboree carousel. I'm going to go to the person who joined us first tonight, and we're going to have him come up and say hello. Here is Mark Lee from Durham, North Carolina. Hi, Mark.
How are you doing, Sree? Glad to see you here.
Great. Good to see you. Can we adjust your headroom a little bit?
Yes, I can do that.
Oh, there you go. Very
go.
cool. Mark is a podcaster and cultural genius down in Durham, North Carolina. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting all the shows that we do, including the Sunday New York Times Read Along.
Yes, it's been a great pleasure meeting you through the wonders of virtual internet and things of that nature, because I've definitely become a fan of your show, talked to friends of mine here in this area, including some professors at Duke and North Carolina Central, and told them about the show as well. So I try to get folks on there. And of course, you've been a great help even with the podcast. I know that through your show, I've found some amazing guests that have then come onto my podcast. People like Sonny Slaughter come to mind, definitely Lippy Roy before getting that big contract with MSNBC and not being able to come on either one of our shows as much as she used to. And definitely some other amazing guests like that. You were talking about the happiness thing. So we had Oren on shortly after he was on your show. So definitely it's been just an amazing resource to find some amazing guests. And those are three that come to my mind right off the top of my head, but I know there are others as well. So I definitely appreciate you being a resource for me, but also just learning, as Vandana said, there's just so much information out there that you provide. So even an old seasoned veteran like me, I'm able to learn a lot from watching the show with you. And as I was telling, and then because of your show, I've actually continued my education, because I'm taking the course with Tim Sohn, and have had some other folks that are fans of yours, like Stephen Kaplan, on my show, as well as the young lady from London that was the award-winning educator. So you've just been a great resource, and definitely I appreciate you, all that you're doing, and just keeping us informed about what's going on in New York, that being the epicenter of what's been happening with the COVID crisis and everything. I mean, we've been going through things here, even in Durham. We're actually on, we kind of came down on our lockdown shortly after y'all did. Actually, our mayor here in Durham was ahead of our governor. So he started the process, and then the governor, I think about 2 or 3 days later, started the process. So there are now some people here in North Carolina that are lifting. Charlotte, which is just down the road south of us, they have lifted their restrictions and gone more to the state restrictions, but we're still pretty much in lockdown mode, and it looks like we'll be that way for a while. But I greatly appreciate your show, and even getting tweets from Rose is a wonderful thing, because I know that sometimes when I put stuff out, whether it's my own personal stuff or other things about the show, I'll see that Rose has retweeted it for me. So I greatly appreciate that, Rose, and I've seen others do that also. So just we've got this great family here, as far as I'm concerned. It's just an amazing global family, is the way that I like to think of it, and we try to grow it every day, but it's just an amazing global family.
Thank you, and thank you for being. Sorry, go ahead, Rose.
I was just going to say thank you. I've been tweeting a lot, so I'm glad. And I when I see something good, I retweet it. I like to be generous on Twitter.
I love that. Be generous on Twitter. That's a great idea. That's one of the things that I also advocate. And thank you, Mark, for everything you do. Folks, that's Mark Lee. Give them your Twitter handle.
Sure. The Twitter handle is Bluesman62. I also do a blues show over there in Carborough, which is a town not that far from Durham. So that is my Twitter handle. They can also find me on Instagram, and that's Lee Entertainment 62. So both of those are the handles. And if I can also give them the quick website for the podcast, and that's blogtalkradio.com/squared807. So that's squared 807 after blogtalkradio.com. And because of you and something that I've learned from you, I should have known this years ago, but and I think that's part of the reason that you were moving the COVID calls around and everything was it's a world show, just like you're a world show, and not everybody's able to be in that same time zone. So our show is 7 to 9, but because I wanted to reach out to people in Dubai, had Ron Thomas on this week and have had other folks on. Think I might be talking to somebody from India, but those are different time zones. So we're actually running those as special editions because we started a platform. And like I've sent you emails, I'd love to get some of your stuff on that platform at some point. But me and Dean have started our own platform, and we'd love to have you on that platform. But we're definitely doing that on a continual basis. But that means that I'm able to do interviews, like say in the afternoon, and then re-air it at a later time or later on that same day.
I totally get it. I wish you the very best. That's Bluesman 76. Sorry, Bluesman
62.
Bluesman 62 is his handle. Please follow him. Thank you very much, Mark. We're going to say goodbye.
Just one other quick thing, if I could, just as I leave and everything. We know we're celebrating 50, which is the 50th show that you're doing. But, you know, I've been getting on your case about this. I've actually passed that mark because in July I will hit 58. But for those that are not paying any attention, this is also the year of Shree's 50th birthday. And I know that I definitely want to give a shout out to the 50th birthday being 2020 for Sree, because I knew that was a milestone for me. It was a milestone for my younger brother, who's 7 years younger than me, last year, because he hit the 50 mark last year. So 50 is a very special year. And I just wanted to let everybody know that even though I know I'm early, I want to give you a birthday shout out.
Thank you very much. I was going to invite everybody to my 50th if we were going to have a 50th in New York. It's not clear we will, but I'm so grateful, Mark. We'll celebrate virtually in some grand, epic fashion. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks very much, Mark. Bye-bye.
No problem. Bye.
All right. Isn't this fun to have this conversation? I hope both of you feel the love that I feel right now from around the world. We've been getting this. Jeanette says, thanks for your positive spirits and creating connection and community. Always a joy to see Sree, Rupa, and Rose. Thanks to Vandana Menon for sharing her experience and enthusiasm. And Jeanette is in Seattle. Isn't that amazing? And Jeanette says, yay, Rupa, for being the mama. Beautiful family. We have a note here from Vancouver, Canada. The real-life conversations are heartwarming. Great to see community building on a global level. Thank you, Sree. Thank you so much. And look, Jeanette, Jeanette just followed Vandana, so this is what we want to do. I have to make a ferry, but lovely to see you all. Definitely make the world better. Thanks very much. We're getting comments on our 50th, and Anand Babu says, congrats on the 50th birthday, bro. Anand from Andhra Pradesh. This is amazing, but we have people standing by who want to say hello, including somebody who's bicycling right now. So we are worried that he will go off the road. So let's bring him in. I think he's ready. Let's see what happens. Hello, Steve Taylor.
Hello. I'm actually switching to my Bluetooth to cut out wind noise. I had to restart there, but can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
Green screen behind me. I was trying to run the green screen, but it looks like down in my basement that was too much demand on the system resources. So I'll flash that on right before I leave to show my background, but I think it won't work at the moment. So great, happy 50th.
Thank you very much. And Steve is an amazing friend of the show and friend of mine and on our team where we do amazing digital virtual events. If you need a show like this or you have a conference you'd like to put online, please contact us. Sree@sree.net is my email. I think he's powering his internet via bicycling. No, I'm kidding. What are you doing?
That would be nice. I could definitely cut down the utility bills a bit. I actually once saw a statistic of how it would take the entire wattage of an entire professional bicycle team to be able to power a normal American house during the day. So probably we'll have to stick with getting my electricity coming in from the outside.
The old-fashioned way. If you're just joining us, folks, there's a whole private chat where people are chatting from the ones who are on the stage, and I hope my colleagues Vandana and Rose can take a look. But in the meantime, I want to remind everyone that we'd love to have this be your show. Join us on stage. Come to bit.ly/3show50, bit.ly/3show50. We're so grateful to everyone. Oh, look at that. He adjusted midway. He looked right at the screen there, and that looks really good. Are you on a Peloton or just a regular
No,
bicycle?
it's actually I can actually show you my setup right here. Let me just take my webcam off. I have my webcam here. It's a bike attached to a smart trainer. So it's one of my actual regular bikes that's attached to a smart trainer. So when we're going uphill, it simulates going uphill and etc. So it's really quite a lot of fun. It makes the whole riding experience indoors a lot of fun. And then there's a gamification of it in the various apps like Zwift that I'm using now, which is a bunch of alternate reality worlds, which are pretty cool. So it's a fun way to make riding inside every bit as fun, in my particular opinion, as riding outdoors.
Okay, and that's perfect for these times. Please stay safe, Steve. I sort of feel like you ever seen these interviews that journalists do with people in the space station, and they're like exercising or they're floating, and that's what this feels like. I don't know.
It looks like a fun house. It looks like a fun house. The way you're, it's like a mirror. The image is like your waist looks like it's this big.
You don't know him. He's got a really thin waist.
I'm extremely motivated.
Before I go, let me just try to switch the green screen on here. It may freeze my image, but it might actually see if I can get this to work. There we go.
Very cool. All right, folks. Thanks very much, Steve. Folks, follow him on Twitter. He's Steve DeRive, DRIVE on Twitter. Steve DeRive on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere. Thanks very much, Steve. Bye-bye. All right. Wasn't that fun? We have people joining us. We're so grateful to everybody for being here. This is our 50th anniversary show. 50th day show. So grateful to Vandana, Menon, and Rose Horowitz, our producers. Please come on the air, talk to us, share your thoughts. We're just really happy to be here. I'm actually resisting the temptation to go into the private chat. I'm not reading the private chat so that we can just enjoy this conversation here. If anyone has to leave, just wave desperately. I can see you in the back studio, so just wave desperately and I'll bring you on. But otherwise, we're just going to keep going in the order of people that came in. I see my friend Jim Baroud is here. Jim, you don't have your video on. Is that on purpose? Then we'll bring you on just on audio if you want to say hello. So here comes Jim Baroud from New Jersey. Hi, Jim. Let's see. Others we'll come back to. We'll come back to Jim in a minute. I see another friend in New Jersey, dear pal of ours, Stefan Kaplan is in the house, so we're going to bring him on to say hello. Hi, Stefan.
Hey guys.
Hi.
How am I going to top Steve on a bicycle,
I
man?
was just going to say.
Come on, man. You got to make me go I should have gone to get the guinea pigs.
Yes, you can still do that.
Okay, I'm getting the guinea pigs.
All right, we'll come back to him. Let's go to our other dear friend watching in Silver Spring, Maryland. Let's say hi to Pradnya Haldipur. Hello.
Hi.
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 I don't know if we can hear her. I think you might be muted. 1 second.
Yeah, she's muted.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear
Go
me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's become like performance art, right? Getting on these video calls. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Even when it's working, you can pretend. I have a friend who just does this on some calls. Pradnya, thank you so much for your support of the show by watching, by recommending guests, by suggesting ways in which we could work with organizations to do our work online. It's really meaningful. And you've also been going live. I'll never forget this wonderful nature walk you went on. It was the first nature walk I saw after our lockdown, and I was very grateful for that, Pradnya.
Well, it was nice to connect with people even remotely. I think that and I have to thank you, Sree, and the team, because this interaction has been a touchstone for so many of us every day. And, I have to stop touching my face. You keep telling me that. I think that, I actually put on makeup and wore normal clothes today when I got your email about this. So it's nice to see you all face to face. And I feel like I've been making friends through this platform that I have yet to meet in real life. So at some point, when we are all able to leave our homes again, I would love to see each and every one of you, in real life.
We'd love that. We'll have a big party in New York or in Silver Spring.
Birthday.
And we'll get together. I do want to say that one of the things this has done for me, this show, is connect me with people that I've known for many, many years, reconnect us kind of in a closer way, because we see each other every day in a way that even some of my own family members, you got to kind of schedule a WhatsApp and all of that to talk to them. And here we just see each other and we're just saying, you know, especially with the tragedies unfolding all around us, there is some reassurance to see your friends. Some of you, like Pradnya, when you just log in and say hi, watching from Silver Spring, that has become kind of the soundtrack of this, you know, it's not a musical sound, but it's just, this is something that I will not forget of these 50 days and more, unfortunately. What's happening in Maryland? Are they opening up?
What, 20 plus years?
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I mean, it's been that long, and but I feel like, I mean, I'm grateful that you and I have actually been able to communicate, you know, either through this platform or otherwise, more than we have in the last 20 years.
Yeah, and it's really special. Tell us a little bit about Maryland. What's happening there? You got a Republican governor who sometimes bucks the president, doesn't he?
He's pretty smart, I have to say. You know, my sense of it is that he's managing things in a way that makes sense, but that still plays to the Republican base. So, and I don't know who his team is. I mean, they're really supporting him well. You know, for example, they still haven't made an announcement here about school being closed for the rest of the year, even though Virginia and DC right around us have already done that. And so I think he's playing it well, right? We all know that school is probably going to end by, you know, very quickly. Kids are not going back to school, but in delaying the announcement, he is placating certain constituencies, you know, within the state. So, you know, it's been good. It's been good to have a sensible person in charge, even if I don't agree with his politics all the time.
Yeah. And this is the thing that's most disappointing to me, that this has become about politics. Even the worst tragedy and the worst crisis to hit American shores since the Civil War, and we still are using politics. Nothing has deterred some people from making it political. And among the many, many things I'll never forget is watching those protesters yesterday storming the Capitol in Michigan and going after a Democratic governor, wearing face masks and carrying assault rifles, which were there to intimidate. Imagine if a person of color had done that. To me,
exactly.
Right, a little boy lost his life for carrying a toy gun. These guys are able to go on there and do whatever they want. You remember that you saw yesterday, the hashtag white privilege was trending because of those guys. Then that's
white. That's white privilege in all caps.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
But yeah, no, you know, we're very lucky. I mean, the nature walk that you were referring to, we have a house that backs up to the Rachel Carson Trailway and the forest that, you know, eventually if you walk far enough, you hit Rock Creek Park. And so we're blessed really that there's air. I'm sitting out on the front porch right now, actually. And so we have air to breathe, which has been really a blessing.
It certainly is. And is that look at that beautiful chair or a swing? What is that?
This is a swing. I'm sitting on a swing.
You're not swinging, which is pretty cool. It would be very hard for me to sit still. My wife, Rupa, got us a swiveling thing that I'm sitting on now, and I find it very hard to stay steady. You remember in the old days, you'd go to the office and people have different ways in which they sit. Some people have that medicine ball. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, pregnancies, absolutely.
Yeah, and of course, the hard part is staying still on that, and you're like kind of just swinging as you go there. But you're doing a great job. I'm going to see if our producers have any questions for you or comments, and then we'll move on to our next guest.
Great to actually see you. You know, I've only seen you in your comments, so you know. And I think your pearl earrings I wrote, you know, were a great choice. They're very.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, again, like I tried to dress like a grown up today, just for you all.
Great to meet you.
The other thing I'll mention, Sree, is that sitting here in Silver Spring, the other thing that's been really important for me is all the time I spend these days talking to my colleagues in India. Because, you know, I recently joined as executive director of Magic Bus, and their offices are in Mumbai, but everybody's working from home, which is an unusual circumstance for them. They're finding it challenging. And but there's still something really wonderful about the connectivity, even across all of these time zones and everybody working from their houses. And, especially in India, you hear birds in the background and dogs barking in the background. And, but we've all sort of come together as a community as well, even from so far away. So yeah, Rupa said it before, you've really sparked something here. I think this is a mode of communication and a way of connecting that people will stick with even when we can leave their houses.
Yeah, that's really great to see you, and thank you so much for being here. We're going to say goodbye to Pradnya Haldipur.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
How do people find you?
Oh, at P Haldipur on Twitter, and I'm on LinkedIn. Come find me.
Great expert on philanthropy, fundraising. Everybody needs a friend who knows how to do fundraising and get tips. Thank you very much, Pradnya. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And that was Pradnya Haldipur watching from Silver Spring, Maryland. Just so grateful for her friendship. Folks, tell us where you're watching from. Tell us how you're doing. We've got lots of people still on camera, still waiting to come on. I think Stefan is back, and he has some gerbils maybe, or hamsters. I'm not sure what these are. Let's see.
They are not gerbils.
Okay.
They are guinea pigs.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This is Daisy.
Oh.
I had to put Bean back. I had Bean because they have very tiny bladders. So if you keep them out too long, they're going to do a surprise on you. So I had to put.
They don't go to the bathroom all the time, do they? Even with this tiny bladder, they keep going.
Oh man, they're worse than rabbits, man.
Oh wow,
they're worse than rabbits. But I had to top Steve on the bicycle, but I still can't top that. But what's special about Pradnya being on is that I just got a message from her earlier today, and she's wonderful. You've created this global community, like everybody said, and I can't say anything but that it's that on steroids. I mean, because Pradnya messaged me earlier today, and she said, "I know this great photographer who visited our house. Do you want me to introduce you? Are you looking for any more guests for your new Spin It Social Hour?" And I was like, sure, so it's just now people are reaching out across the lines everywhere, helping each other. And, it's just wonderful. And, happy, congratulations on 50 shows on this, crazy time of ours. And you've helped us, you've inspired us in so many ways. You're always telling us to learn something. I did just that. I immersed myself in multimedia with this, and I went ahead and I said, you know what? I'm going to help the photography community, and I'm going to create the Spin It Social Hour. And if I need another hashtag, it's going to be Sree Inspired, because you were the inspiration with these calls, with the read along, and this is the future. I mean, you were saying that earlier today at Princeton with Ann Kirshner. You guys were talking, and I listened to every word. And Ann was saying that, and you were talking about how out of every crisis comes new things, with education. I mean, our kids, the way they're learning now with multimedia and everything and multi-streaming and stuff. And so, we all can pick up new skills and learn new things and do great things. And my goal is to help the photography community. So, every Thursday I'm doing the Spin It Social Hour, and Pradnya, said that. And by the way, I want to make a special mention for one of your biggest fans, who's the first one to chime in on every single show. And who is that, Sree?
Jonathan Borstein.
That's right. And Jonathan and I were talking earlier this week. I was driving to get our son some Taco Bell because he needed a break from everything else. So I went to the drive-thru, and I'm talking to Jonathan through the car speaker, and I basically asked him if he wanted to be my assistant on the Spin It Social Hour. So Jonathan's going to help me out because I'm getting too many comments and everything to monitor every week. And I love Jonathan. I think he's so incredible, and he's going to be a wonderful person to help out the way Rose and Vandana is helping you.
Thank you. I'm worried about that guinea pig and its bladder. So We're going to tell everybody, please follow @SpinItSocial. Stefan is part of my incredible team at Digimentors. We just did a 3-day conference for Princeton, and get a room, I think, is the right way to put that. That's what my kids would say. Thank you so much, Stefan. We just did that conference. It was so much fun. And if anybody knows a conference that's going to be canceled because of all this, contact us. We'll help you make a better conference than
we do it all, man. I mean, we do it all. We've even perfected the screen grabs and everything else. I mean, it's a great thing to be able to immerse ourselves in this, and it's like I said, it's Sree inspired. So
no, thank you very much. All right, folks, we're going to say bye to Stefan.
All right, take care, you guys. I got to get her back in the cage.
Yeah, thank you. Folks, that was Stefan Kaplan. Join us on stage. We've got a couple of people waiting off stage. I'm just going to bring them on, but join us, bit.ly/SreeShow50, bit.ly/SreeShow50. I don't know where Jonathan Borstein is tonight. We'd love to have him on. If he can come and say hello, we'd love to have him. But as we say here, do not touch your face. Stay healthy, helpful, and calm. bit.ly/SreeShow50. Come on the air and talk to us. Tag your friends. Please share. We're so grateful to all of you for being part of this community. And Stefan's chair is still there, so we're going to move him off the studio. And let me bring on a friend that's been with me that I first met in the 90s tech scene in New York. I was already in my mid-20s. She was, I think, 5. And now she is doing an amazing job in a new life. She went off to Paris and then came back to America and is just doing amazing work. Please welcome our friend, Courtney Pulitzer. Hey.
Let me unmute. Hi, how are you? Happy 50th show.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are doing amazing. It's incredible to see your guests that you've had on. I have a sleeping dog next to me, but I can't compete with the guinea pig and the bicycle.
Yeah, it's hard to top that. You're also not you've been on our show. You were on our Sunday Positivity show where you shared so many great ideas, and you had that beautiful painting of family members' painting that you had kept, right? That you put on, and that was great. Tell us where you're watching from, and tell people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm logging in live from Tucson, Arizona. And it's hot here. We haven't had some rain in a few days, but we're doing all right. It's I'm grateful I have a backyard. I have my son and husband and our 2 little dachshunds. So the quarantine is okay. I actually haven't left my vicinity since mid-March. And but I've been able to go for walks and ride my bike every now and then, so I haven't been suffering as much as people who are really quarantined in apartments and things. And I really echo what everyone else has been saying so far, that this global family that you've been fostering and kind of nurturing, Sree and Rose and Vandana, is just fantastic. It's really, it warms my heart too. I log on every day when I can. Usually I'm missing the beginning of the show, just to hear your voice and see the familiar faces and meet new people and hear new guests. It's really special what you're creating, and it's amazing, and it's an amazing accomplishment to have 50 shows, and yet, look at what you've created out of something that started off, or it's, such a terrible condition. So, I think this is definitely going to be something that goes on in history archives, or the, archive.net, or the Wayback Machine, as something really, it's like this major shift in how we communicate and how we stay together during times like this, and you've set a great example for really bringing people together.
Oh, thank you. I just want to tell people how great Courtney is. She was one of the most influential people in New York's tech scene back in the 90s. And this website, I can say confidently, has not been updated in recent years, but that's okay. She's got the Pulitzer.com, and she does the work instead of worrying about all this stuff. And look at her, look at that keyboard, an old-fashioned typewriter keyboard. I know Rose, as
That's
fellow
why I started.
journalist. As a fellow journalist, we'll appreciate that. Vandana is looking at that and wondering what the heck that is as a young journalist. And it's been, these connections have been awesome. And Courtney, thank you so much for your friendship. You have also helped me on my other shows that I'm doing, including our show on WBAI radio, Saturdays, noon to 2. We're always looking for guests, and you've produced multiple guests for my show. And I'm so grateful. Give a shout out to your employer here.
I'm always looking and talking to our nurses. I'm the manager of marketing and communications at the Aging Life Care Association. And so, another element of COVID-19 is just, the importance of caring for our elders, for older adults. And our association is nationwide. We have a lot of members who are in New York, in the South, in Charlotte, and so we're really eager to help people who need help caring for their parents or grandparents, whether they're nearby or far away.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you so much, Aging Life Care Association. One of the things I asked your colleague Anne was, is there a way that some of us who are on the younger side, not that I'm young, but can get like a pre-plan and buy it now, so that the way people buy burial plots, because I don't trust, I don't want to leave it in the hands of my children to take care of me when I really need it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to look into that new service, new product line. So, Sree inspired, #Sree inspired. Thank you, Sree.
Thank you so much. We're going to say goodbye to Courtney. Thank you very much, Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney.
Awesome.
Okay.
And your friend Jennifer Sakai joined us on the humor show.
Yes.
And we laughed and laughed and laughed. That was an amazing evening. I'll never forget this. And one of the things, by the way, I'm saying to everybody is grab moments of this period so that you can remember it, because your children, grandchildren will ask you, what was it like during the great pandemic of 2020? And you'll want to remember for yourself. And so any moment that you can have, and I want to show you why moments are important. People always say to me, Sree, why are you always taking a selfie? Why are you trying to capture stuff and be in the moment? And I try to be in the moment, but photographs matter. And I want to show you from our show this morning, I had this incredible photo from 1986 of one of the world's top movie stars, two of them in this photo. On the extreme left, you see Dimple Kapadia, and in the gentleman in the plunging neckline, Rishi Kapoor, from the great Kapoor family of Bollywood. He died this week. Behind him is another famous Indian actor. And then you see my dad and my mom. You can see mom in the sari and my dad, already an ambassador and much, much younger than me. This is in Fiji in 1986. And I'm so happy to have this photograph because it means something. People who say you just have to have a memory in your head, that's not good enough for me, especially when I know, things disappear and things are ephemeral. Having pictures and digital pictures matters. By the way, my cousin Vineet is watching and he says 50 days, so cool. Thanks, Vineet in Seattle. Really appreciate you and your love and your support in everything we do. So Courtney, we're gonna let you go. Thank you very much. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
all right, we're almost done here. We want to make sure we say hello to our friends who come on. And Vandana, Rose, how are you feeling? What are you thinking about now?
I guess for me, that what this show, as I've been fortunate that I have family around me, but, I'm in a writing group and somebody there living alone and, says when she does go to the grocery store, it's great to see somebody. And I think that as our world in a way, has gotten smaller because we cannot go out, this kind of show where we are also talking to each other and not only, and seeing other people has made the world grow larger. And at a time when it's shrinking. So I think that's a common theme that we're hearing and true for me. And that's great.
That's beautiful. Let's remind everybody that we'd love to have you on the show. We have just a couple of more minutes left. Please go to this link, which is bit.ly/Sree50, bit.ly/Sree50. Our friend Tammy Ellen was backstage, but she's left. Rose, if you don't mind messaging her, DMing her and say, we'd love to have you back if she can join us in the next 2-3 minutes. 5 minutes, that would be great. but we have somebody standing backstage right now, so we're going to bring her on. We're just so grateful to everybody for their friendship and their support. I see a comment left by Lippy Roy, Dr. Lippy Roy. Sree is the master connector. He's a gem and brings people together, all the more important during this tense and unprecedented times like this pandemic. And I want to tell everybody that Lippy was our very first guest on our very first show, when it was just a phone call that we did, basically using Uber Conference. And during that show, we had somebody call. They were a anesthesiologist in Virginia calling to ask Lippy a medical question, and that told me we're onto something, that even a doctor needs help at this time and needs information. And so she came on and asked Lippy a question. Lippy was fantastic. She's gone on to bigger and better things. She's now an NBC contributor, medical contributor, and doing such great work. You can see her on all the shows on MSNBC and NBC. She's fantastic. Please follow @Lippy Roy on Twitter and all the platforms. And let's get ready for our friend who's backstage, who I have, we went to the same journalism school, Columbia Journalism, and we have been friends, not because of that first. We first met because of the work I was doing at the New York Times, and she is part of one of the most important public relations companies in the world, and she would pitch us stories. And through that process, this is when I was writing for the New York Times. We got to work together on many stories, and we became friends. And she was also at the Children's Museum of Manhattan, it's called CMOM, when our kids were little, as she was on the board, and she got us into so many great programs and showed us how much love there is for museums, just as one of the many, many things that this person has done for me and with me. And now she's just a friend who is always there when we need anything. Anybody needs anything. So please welcome our pal, Renee Edelman. Hi, Renee.
Hi, I am so honored to be here with you, Sree and Rose.
Hi.
And Vandana. Say it right.
Vandana.
Vandana.
Yeah.
Right. And this has provided me with optimism and sanity and security and knowledge. I've just loved being part of the process. And I want you to know that my favorite shows, well, I'm going to watch the Twitter show. I want to do that. I loved seeing your father and meeting him. That was a real highlight. The humor show, I have to go back and see. I loved the Alan Katz and Company children's book show. I want to go back and see the humor show. I loved last night with the journalists. Of course, I love journalists, and those were many of your friends. And this has just been.
I want to thank Renee for last night, because she, connected me with several of the guests that were on the show. So thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I know of Sree's relationship, so I was sort of like behind the scenes, which is what I enjoy doing. And I just have so much praise for this, you, Sree, and your family and this community. And I know that whatever we're doing here is going to result in something very positive for the media industry, for the Indian community, this connection between India and the US that you've created on the show is fascinating. So I salute you all, and let's continue to be healthy and support each other. And thank you, Sree, for everything you do for all of us and your family. God bless everyone.
1 second, Renee, I just want to say that I want people to hear this, that you've been a great friend of just my personal family, but also this online community that we've built, always connecting, always participating. And that's also one of the things that I tell everybody, that there are enough people creating content. There have to be people consuming content. And whenever you're there, you say hello, you tag a friend, you tell somebody. We all need that kind of support, and you've done that so beautifully. You are a behind the scenes kind of person, so I'm glad you're on camera with us now, Renee. But you just show the value of bringing people together and connecting. And we got to also work. I'll never forget meeting your mother when we celebrated the Daniel Edelman Plaza, the creation of it at Columbia Journalism School. Daniel Edelman, class of 37 at Columbia. I was class of 93. So that gives you a sense of that span of time. And Daniel Edelman built with his own hands this incredible global organization, Edelman Worldwide PR, all kinds of great communications. And we had one of your colleagues as a guest, Tanya Reese, talking about brands. And I'll never forget that line. She said, people don't mind brands. In fact, people want brands in the crisis, but they want solutions, not sales. And I've been quoting Tanya again and again and again, solutions, not sales. And I use that in our company as we are trying to help people, solutions, not sales. And it has helped me already to have that as a mantra in my head. So Renee, thank you. Please follow Renee at Renee Edelman, and we'll see you. And I know you and Rose are friends as well.
And now Vandana. Vandana.
Renee is fabulous. So
thank you. Love to your family and Sree and this global family.
And please say hello to your brother, Richard, who we know very well, the CEO.
And you'll have him on too.
Yeah, we want to have him on one of
I'll
these days.
tell him.
Would be great.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Whoa, I'm exhausted. I don't know if Tammy's going to be able to join us, but I think she is. Let's see if we can get her right into the wire. Here she is, a great friend of the show and just a connector extraordinaire. Please welcome onto our show, Tammy Ellen.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Tammy Ellen.
Sorry about that. I do have the patience of a saint, but I couldn't hear any of you, so I just left the meeting and then got
you just had an Irish business organization meeting, right? Were you live?
We had a women's networking virtual lunch hour.
Okay.
Last Thursday, yes.
Nice. Yes. And Tammy is planning many programs with us, including a great Irish American musician and who's doing fundraising. But I want to tell you that one of the very first shows we did was about the crisis in Europe.
Right,
this is when we thought Europe was kind of was the place in trouble. America, we were so much better.
Right.
And we said we had a guest, Clara Turco from Italy,
right?
And we had Zach Peterson from Prague. And so I said we've got to have someone from Ireland because it was St. Patrick's Day. It was March 17th.
Oh, it was such a sad day.
May 17th now, and here we are, 45 days later. Incredible.
Oh my gosh,
that was John Lee, who is the international president of the Irish Business Organization.
Oh yeah.
And
Sree, I'm always happy to help and help Rose too. And thank you for saying that. I do feel like I am a connector, and it's coming in very handy lately, like during a pandemic. But yeah, so that was tough for us because the Irish Business Organization was making plans to march in the parade. It's a big deal. It's a big cultural heritage thing. And the week before, we were kind of in a bind because the city was still open. The schools were still open. You weren't getting any direction. You weren't getting these daily briefings from, Mayor de Blasio or Governor Cuomo. So it was stressful. It was very stressful, but leading up until that. And then we decided not to have a post party. We decided not to parade, and then it got canceled anyway. We're like, why couldn't you have done that 3 days ago? You would have saved us a lot of stress. But thank you for having John. He's a great ambassador for Irish America, and I'm happy to serve on the board with him and as the membership officer, which is something I'd like to talk to all of you about too, because we're trying to figure out, we're staying in touch with our members. Rose knows that, but how do you keep that going, the momentum and membership fees? Like, what do you do? So we're just trying to research that and figure that out and do more things like that. But we're going to be virtual, I'd say probably for the next 4 or 5 events, because we have at least 3 events a month: breakfast, lunch, and evening meeting.
Yeah. So let's talk. I'd love to help you in any way I can. I've been working with some membership organizations, and we've been thinking about what we can be doing, and so we can all learn from each other. I think that's also important. And I want to salute Tammy for her energy that she brings to everything she does.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And it's really important, that at a time when there's such a big crisis in the world, right, that we're all dealing with. I think the people who are going to help the most are going to do the best. and you're one of those people.
Oh, thank you, Sree. I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm grateful for this community.
Also, Tammy Ellen, she's always so positive, looks at, today when she saw that it was the 50th, she sent emoji.
I like Bitmojis. That's Shree's fault. That's Shree's fault.
And she has connected us with her friend, a friend who she has. She just seems to know everybody. A teacher. We're working something for tomorrow, and she's just always so. She's right there. She's right. And the people I've met through the woman I've met through the Irish business, the women's networking group have been tremendous. Just tremendous. So thank you.
Well, they're a big fan of yours, Rose. Especially your women to follow, and that all kind of, we've all heard the story, but it's a great story, and people in that community, like, they embrace it and they understand it. So so thank you. So I guess I would just say I'm so grateful I have this community and my Irish business community. I think if I didn't have either of them, I would not be smiling so much, even though, like, this is sincere, but it's and that's why, as a membership organization, we care so much about our members. So we are staying in touch with them. A lot of them are restaurant owners in New York, Irish pubs, so a lot of them are just on hold. And so there's a lot to think about, and grateful that we have John Lee as a leader, because he's Goodman International Media. It's his job to communicate. So we're benefiting from that big time. Yeah.
And John has great stories about his work. And
he does.
One of the things Tammy Ellen and I were planning was a social media speaking tour of Ireland, and Northern Ireland. And
we're going back.
Yeah. And we're going to do that one year. I can't wait to do that. Thank you very much, Tammy Ellen. Very great.
Thanks, everybody. Congratulations on 50. That's great. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. I do want to make sure that we can show all of you some of the work we've been doing before we say goodbye. I'm just going to say goodbye to Tammy. Thank you. And also see if I can pull up here some of our stats, because it is so interesting what we've been able to do, and people have seen that, so it's pretty cool. So let me see if I can pull up here. By the way, this is what the screen looks like. Whoa, look at that. Pretty crazy. But I'm going to pull up here these stats. Can you see, Vandana, on the screen right now? Can you see the stats?
I can't see the stats.
Hold on one second. I thought I was sharing it in the right place. 1 second. So let's just wind up here. Rose and Vandana, tell me your final thoughts. Rose, we'll start with you.
Final thoughts. Well, I guess I'm looking forward to, I'm not, this is a terrible, I don't know if we're making, lemonade out of lemons, or, what we're exactly doing, but, hopefully, I guess I feel very gratified when I see people comment, like, when people comment, when we have doctors, that they're some of the questions they were asking and the answers they're getting, or they say that this is really making my day, or it's really, bringing light to my day. That's, it's very gratifying to see that. I just hope that we can continue to do that and bring value to everybody and community.
I want to show the value you bring. Look at these social media stats. We've had, in this 50 days, we've had 514 separate people tweeting with the hashtag, 1,700 tweets. This is a terrible hashtag, by the way. Sree COVID-19 protocol. Rose told me that Friday that that's a terrible hashtag, and she was right. Imagine thousands of other people who've seen the show and just like, I'm not using that hashtag. That's terrible. I can't even remember what the hashtag is, but 35 million timeline deliveries, 7 million followers of those 514 people. That's an incredible reach. And Vandana, you can just kind of peek over the side, the other side. There you go. You can do that. And I'll peek over from this side, or no, this side. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on this side. Rose can't get into this show, but, this act. But thank you so much. This is why doing things, counting things matters. We're also proud that in the first 40 days or so that we counted, we had something like 85 guests, 72 guests, and more than 45 of them were women. And we'd love to have more women on our show. Please recommend guest self-nominations, welcome. The women to follow hashtag that you should all check out from Rose is a great place. And let's do some more women to follow shows. We've got lots of other shows coming up, but we really want to get more women, put more face time for them. And as we've learned, the countries led by women do better. So we definitely love that. Rose Horowitz 31. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Final thought.
Yeah, I actually didn't mention this one at the start of most memorable episodes. I think the one we did on Sri Lanka was particularly memorable for me. Also because I have a friend who I met at university who is Scottish, but her family is from Sri Lanka. She's of Sri Lankan origin. And she watched that show live and was very excited about it and ended up sending the recording back to her family in Sri Lanka. Turns out her uncle happens to know the priest who was on the show and has frequented that hotel many times. And it was just really exciting to just see all of these things come together, even though none of us have physically come together. We're all just, so I was just thinking about that. And also my motto for this quarantine has been sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And that's how I'm looking at things.
I love that. And I think Rose and I both benefit from having someone, in a different generation helping us as we're trying to figure out all of this stuff ourselves. Here is Tejinder saying excellent effort. And Lippy says, I'm so honored to appear on your first show, Sree. And yes, doctors definitely need a lot of help. I'm working on a Forbes article about physician suicide and burnout. And the tragic story of that frontline doctor working 12 hours a day, then going back into the field, and she took her own life. It's so many tragedies in these 50 days, and there'll be more to come, sadly. But I'm so grateful to all of you and to these two wonderful producers. We need to take a nice photo of us, so let's do that. Let's sit up straight, look at the camera, and this is my motto, selfie, or it didn't happen. So this is my selfie. 1, 2. Thank you. And let's say goodbye and let's thank our sponsors. And I'll do all that. I'll let you guys get back to your evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Much love. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Wow. I'm so grateful to Vandana Menon. Please follow her, Vandana_Menon. And please follow Rose Horowitz, Rose Horowitz 31. Two fantastic women who are helping make this show possible. I now want to just thank our sponsors who have made this show what it is, and without them, there would be no show. So our new sponsor, the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, cfbnj.org. Please donate. They fight hunger and poverty in the state by assisting those in need and seeking long-term solutions. This ad is brought to you by Nidhi Sinha, who is a great supporter of the show and supporter of cfbnj.org, cfbnj.org. Please support them. Please support these kinds of organizations in your community. They really make a difference. We also want to do a big shout out to Pajama Program. Please support Pajama Program. They are a great organization. For every $10 donation made, Pajama Program will deliver a new pair of pajamas and a book to support a child of an essential worker. Donate today, bit.ly/pajama1. bit.ly/pajama1. So grateful to our anonymous third-party donor who makes this possible. And just go to bit.ly/pajama1. And with our last sponsor of the night is our amazing organization, Muckrack and the Muckrack Academy, introducing Muckrack's Fundamentals of Media Relations, a free, on-demand, 2-hour course and certification. mrac.co/media, mrac.co/media. Please sign up, support our supporters. We have great shows coming up this weekend, including our big Sunday night positivity story and a show with John O'Leary, who is a huge star on the internet. Please check him out. He has millions of followers, and he's the best-selling author of On Fire, and his new book, In Awe, releases May 5th. Readinawe.com, readinawe.com. And please join us Sunday night for Positivity Night, 9 p.m. in New York, 6:30 p.m. in India, and brought to you in partnership with Scroll.in, one of the amazing news organizations that are supporting us, and Scroll.in is a leading Indian news, culture, and analysis website. So please check out Scroll.in. What more to say? It's the 50th day, and I am grateful to each and every one of you for your support. Please email me, Sree@Sree.net. Please sign up for my YouTube channel. We're a handful away from 800 followers. I have channels with 5, 10, 20, 30 times that number of followers, but I'm working on YouTube because it's so hard. And that's what I want to inspire folks. When you're working on something, you don't always have to choose the easy way. Choose the hard way if you can. And I'm just very grateful to everybody who supported us, supported me in this journey. So thank you so much. Please email me. We're looking for guests. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for topics. Please email me, Sree@Sree.net, SREE@SREE.net. I'm on Twitter @Sree and SreenET on Instagram and SreenET on YouTube. All I can do is say thank you, and please stay safe. And if you have to work, please, thank you for going to work as an essential worker everywhere in the world. And thank you. And I'm so happy that we had the show. And the strange part about a daily show is we'll have the 60th show in just 10 days, and the temptation to do something big is very much there, but we want to do the work as we're going to continue to do. Please stay safe, please wash your hands, and please don't drink bleach. That's one of the shows we did. We wanted to tell you, don't drink bleach. That's one of the situations we're now in the world. But anyway, thank you very much, and please stay safe, everybody. Good luck and good night, and see you